Now I might be. Who we got in here? Hopefully everybody can hear me. I had a computer issue I had to take care of. So who we got in here? Looks like New Ferris Railroad. Welcome. Grandpa Rails. Gonna catch the replay. He's on his way home. School Kill River Valley. John. Steve Chowders. Welcome. I believe you might be new. I'm not sure if you've been in here before or not. Digger Evans, welcome. There's Mr. Toyman. Ron, Toyman, if you would like to come up on the panel here in a few minutes, I don't know how else to get a hold of you besides Nancy told me through Twitter. I do not have Twitter. Matter of fact, I didn't even know what Twitter was until she told me. Go figure, I must be probably the dumbest one in the United States not knowing what that is. What I understand, it's a form of Facebook. Well, I never paid attention to it, so I never, bothered. So looks like Ron Toyman, Humanity Junction, Heath, welcome. You have Hangouts, do you not? I haven't had Hangouts for quite a while. That was back. I had Hangouts back, I think, when Big Bill and all those was doing the YouTube model builders, I believe. I believe they did Hangouts before they had to change their channel name. And let me see. Is that an app? Ron. Let's see. Jerry. Joe Rader, welcome. I'm pretty sure that's a app here in the US. So let me see if I can find the Hangout app and download it real quick and see if I can find your message on here. Or no, wait a minute. That's not Google. You said Google Hangouts. This is the regular Hangout thing. So I don't want this one. This is the other Hangout. I don't know if that would be. No, it's under Google Play though. See if I can find it. Signing in. I have no idea who all these people are. These are all messages. I don't know. Left this conversation. Unknown. Left this conversation. Ew. You were in a call. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, it's part of YouTube now. You can still talk to people on Hangouts. You might have to reinstall it. Okay, well, at this point then, I will try you, next time. I'm glad you're in the chat though, buddy. I'm glad you made it in here. Looks like the Carver also made it. Georgia Sunbelt. I will work on the Google Hangout thing, Ron Toyman, and I will see if I can message you and see if I can get a hold of you and talk to you for a couple minutes. See if all that's going to work. Let's see. Dwayne's Fork and Spoon. I'm looking at the wrong camera, guys. I'm sorry. I'm looking over here and this camera's on. John 2618, welcome. Let's see. See, it brought up a bunch of messages, but you don't seem to be under here. So this must be something else. So I thought maybe it would be the one, but it's not. So it must be a different one. There's Tom from Tom's Trains and Things. Welcome. And I don't think I'm going to get anybody that I actually sent email invites to. At least they haven't been here yet. So we'll just sit here and shoot the breeze, I guess, for an hour. I'll figure something out to talk about. Not much really going on. I've been working on a big mountain, or trying to work on a big mountain out in the train shed. And I've got something, I don't know what that is. Must be a spot on the camera. But I've been trying to attempt to figure out how to work on a big mountain on my layout up behind some of my dad's trains, and you can catch what I'm talking about on, I believe it is titled Layout Changes in a O Scale area, I believe is what I named it. It'll be part 1 and part 2. Part 2 is actually part of part 1 because my phone had cut off that night when I was trying to talk, and it cut off and I had to restart it, so I named it part 2. So check those videos out. You'll get a general idea where I started or what I was starting on. Building framework, which is nothing more than what we call furring strips, which is a 1x2 or 1x1.5 or 3/4 or whatever you want to call it. It's just a thick long board, long and skinny, but 8 foot. It's not very wide. It's maybe an inch too wide. Mark Saunders and Manny Fiandes, welcome. But anyway, you'll get the general idea watching those two videos together. What I was planning on or trying to plan on doing. The framework, which is nothing more than those boards going across from one board to the other, and I actually liquid nailed those boards fast so I wouldn't have to drill holes and put a wood screw down in the ends of them and into the next end where the boards are sticking up and where one is going actually flat across the back, which is going to be supporting part of what I'm hoping is going to be a backdrop for that. But I don't know how else to explain it. It's sort of, the framework's sort of like this. If this makes any sense to anybody. It's like this. It has 3 of these going across, one down here at the bottom, one in the middle, and another one up at the top with these uprights, 4 of them going across, holding all of it up, which is connected to the shelves on each side of the shed, which is the shelves that is supporting my dad's trains, his Lionel trains. So that's where this is happening at, in the Lionel part of the layout, not the HO. The HO stuff is kind of put on hold because it's down on the main platform, and I can't really do nothing down on the main platform until I work on stuff up at the top, or I'll be climbing all over a bunch of stuff, and I don't want to break up a bunch of stuff before I even ever get to actually see the stuff run and operate. So that's the reason I went back up to the top level and started working on some top levels so I can work my way down. That's all going to take a while, of course, but when I get tired of that and get bored from it, I will go work on, HO stuff or something like that, just to do it. But anyway, back to what this was. This is an upright. Like, this is an upright, and this is a little upright in the front, if you can see that. Okay, well, then I basically liquid nailed this to a board that's actually going across like this on this back post, and that is going to be the basic base to put my foam on. And I'm not sure if I'm actually going to glue the first piece. I might glue the first piece of foam down, or I may not. I may just liquid nail all the levels of foam together and just set the whole 8-foot piece on. And yes, I did say 8-foot long piece. You just sent me an email. I did not get an email, Ron. Did you put it under Gmail? Make sure you don't put it under CA. I'm not in Canada, buddy. Oh, okay. Okay. I see it. Yeah, Vinny says he's not feeling good, so Vinny will not be able to pop up on the panel. I hope Vinny feels better. I don't think Vinny is in here, but I do see Dave P in here. So, thoughts and prayers for Vinny. And we'll check out sent from mail for Windows 10. Okay. See if I can send him a invite. Oh. I'm still here, guys. I'm just typing in something. Try to see if this works. Is that .com, Ron, or is that CA? Like, well, there's Mr. Ray Boble. Welcome, Ray. Hey, all. Sorry listening in, but working on the side. Okay. That's totally fine there, Ray. Let's see if .com. Okay. I wanted to make sure it wasn't CA or something. Let me get rid of this banner going across here. Well, I sent you an email back, buddy. So see if you get my email. But anyway, that's basically what the mountain is going to consist of. It's just a frame, just a cheap looking frame to jack the mountain up for the foam, to bring it up. It's basically somewhere even right now with the tracks, which is actually going across what my dad called a bridge. It's basically just, and there's Mr. Toyman right now. Hey!
What's going on, Rodney?
Uh-oh. I know what I have to do now. Hold on. See if I get this in the right. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Now talk.
Can you hear me?
I don't have something set up.
Keep playing with the buttons, you'll find it.
How about now?
How about now? What about now?
I hear you.
There you go.
Yay. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, not doing too bad. And hello, everybody in the chat. Dave P, everybody. How you doing?
Figure I pull somebody up here tonight.
Let me fix my camera. There. There, that's better.
Glad to have you up here.
How you doing, Jerry? Thanks for having me up, Roddy. Appreciate it.
No problem.
So what's new with you?
Oh, not much.
No?
Just explaining what I was trying to do on my layout.
Oh, yeah. Normally I'd be in bed, but
Well, I
can't.
figured I'd try you tonight, and
Yeah, it's
because
not too often that I'm up at this time of night. Usually I don't get up till around 8:30 at night. But
well, I'm still glad you could join me.
so
Glad we got the email thing finally.
the only time I really get to catch up on everybody is on the weekends.
Yeah,
So through the week it's kind of hard for me to tune to everybody's show. So
right. Well, I watched Vinny last night, or Sparky last night, and you was on there, and thought,
yeah,
well, I'll try you tonight. Have somebody different.
no, the reason why I was up that time is I had to get this locomotive done that I'm working for, for his friend, right? So it's all done, buttoned up, and just got to put the couplers back on it, and away we go.
That's good. I know you do good installs. If you wasn't so far away, my engines would probably be coming.
That's what a lot of people say. And Dad, why do you have to live in Canada? I don't know, because I do.
I'd have to ship mine Underground Railroad to find you, because it probably never arrived to you. But the border the way it is and everything, so
Yeah, that's gonna be closed right until the new year.
yeah.
So it might be closed after that too for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Oh, Sean, welcome, Sean.
yes, I know I'm a wanted man.
Well, you know, I was thinking about just getting some of the like Afrin engines or something with the motherboard in it, and then going and buying the 21 pin decoder to put in them. You know, when I was ready for them. So
Oh yeah,
I mean that seems to be the quickest and easy way for me anyway. Since I don't really do decoders and DCC yet. Not a lot of it. I mean, I've got a system. I only have so many that has, that kind of stuff on board.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, you got to watch some of those plug and play boards. Sometimes they
yeah,
can blow your decoder up.
yeah,
If there's something wrong with the board, and but you don't know until they plug it in. And oops.
yeah,
That's why I don't like plugging them into the boards anymore. That's why I hardwire. Unless it's a 21 pin, then that's different.
right.
But then I put my own 21 pin boards in. So
Well, that's why I like them new Afrin in the engines that Afrin brought out that already has all that on board.
yeah, I wouldn't even use their board. I wouldn't trust it too much. I'd
Okay, well,
pull that board out anyways and put my own in.
well, because I'm still DC. I'm figuring, or I have it planned that I can run my DC trains and drop my cars off at a certain part of the yard, and have one of my DCC engines come along where it's isolated and pick up those cars, and then I can do switching by DCC in a yard. That way it looks more realistic.
Rodney, can I say something?
What?
You're looking at the wrong camera.
Oh. I'm so used to looking at that computer that sorry.
That's all right. I was going to let you finish.
I'm so used to looking at that computer that
That's why I have two computer screens. I can look at this one. If I want to look at something, I go over to my other screen. I'm looking this way.
Right. Well, over here with this camera, I've got a TV hooked to my computer. So, you know, it blows. And I don't know why I'm so used to looking at the smaller screen. I guess because I didn't have the TV and all when I first started. So,
Yes, Nancy, I made it. Hello.
yes, thanks to Nancy, I was trying to figure out how to get on Twitter because I'm not even sure if I ever heard of it, honestly.
Yeah, I have a
Which
Twitter. It's easy
so-
to set a Twitter account up. And I send links out that way too when I do my panels. I got so many people on my Hangouts and I have so many people on my Twitter page. So
Now, for the Hangouts, do you go through YouTube to find it, or
just
is it an app?
you'll have a Hangouts account sitting there.
Okay.
You just have to click on it.
It might have got deleted or something, the icon thing, so it might have got deleted somehow. It could have happened when my phone dropped the one day because it's all busted.
Mm.
I can't get to the phone store because of this virus crap.
Oh yeah.
So everything ain't exactly open. So yeah, so that's basically how I'm trying to plan this layout right now. Just, you know, DC stuff, drag it up to the yard, unhook it, and have the DCC engine come in and pick it up and transfer it into the different tracks of the yard. So
Yeah, be careful when you mix the two, right?
yeah, it'll be isolated. Yeah. Oh yeah. When I use those little plastic insulators, I use 2 of them on my rails because I don't trust just one. Because you know, I mean, I know some you only need one, or the cut in the rail.
Yeah, because
So-
there's current all going through the rail all the time on DCC.
Yeah,
Or
that's
on
the reason. That's the reason I use 2 insulators
Or on DC.
to shut both of them.
There's no current running through the rail until you move the throttle.
Right. So
That's called controlling the track. You're not controlling the train.
yeah. So I mean that's. I'm hoping just going to be a temporary type thing. Then I can pull, you know, the insulators out and make it all
Oh, yeah.
DC. Then, you know, but I'm on a low to no budget right now, so because of not having a job and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
that's the reason I'm buying or trying to find the engines that is a little cheaper with the board already in it. At least I'll have something to run, and then I can switch it
Yeah.
over later. You know, it'll either go bad or not get run enough to. So, but that's the temporary plan. So, just to have a layout and some switching.
Mhm.
So, but I figured the switching would look more realistic in DCC than trying to do it with DC because you'd have a train going flying somewhere rather than, you know, speed steps. So plus I gotta get used to the NCE system.
Decoder project I was working on. Well, I was working on this locomotive for Sparky's friend. Right here is the GP40-2W. It's a passenger service GO train, Toronto GO train. So
Nice.
that's all got It had a tsunami sound in it, but a couple of wires touched each other inside, blew the decoder up. So it now has ESU lock sound that I put into it, along with all the brand new LED lights and everything, because I took all the old incandescent bulbs out and get rid of that plastic Henry knuckle coupler. I'll throw some Katie's on it for the guy. And
Well, here is one of the engines that I got from my friend down in North Carolina. I don't know if you can see that because of the glare, but it's a 1776 Norfolk Western.
oh yeah, I like that one.
The red, and white, and blue. I'm probably going to put some kind of decoder in it because it's already DCC ready. It just, just needs the good sound and all that in there. So
yeah, if you're going to put sound in, you'll have to put a speaker in too. It doesn't come with a speaker.
Yeah, I know.
So you have to wire the speaker up to the decoder. Or you just buy a 4-function decoder non-sound and just plug it in.
Yeah.
And they're like $30 or something. They're not very expensive.
I mean, I don't need nothing real fancy. I mean, until I get more into the DCC thing, and then I'll probably put the more fancy decoders in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I got that for like $80 or something like that from my friend.
Oh yeah.
So well, it's DCC ready and sound ready. It just needs a good decoder and sound and speaker and all that good stuff put in it. So I guess I'll teach myself all that.
It's a learning curve, I tell you.
Yeah. That's the reason I said something about, finding engines with the motherboard and just getting the 21 pin thing.
Yeah, but you still have to wire a speaker into it.
Yeah. I really want a couple with the ditch lights, because I think the ditch lights are just neat to turn them on for a crossing and a bridge and so yeah, I'll have to teach myself sometime, I guess. It'll be a learning process, but I think I can probably put my little bit of skills to work. I mean, even if I have one just to practice on, at least if something happens to it, it's nothing to worry about. I mean, as long as it don't happen to the decoder right away, but
right.
I can always take the decoder and put it in something else if I had to. So yeah,
I'm getting low on LED lights. I'm gonna have to order some more.
Where do you order them from?
Scott Downey. He does a bunch of them up for me.
Ah.
I send him some stuff. We kind of do a trade-off.
Okay.
So
I was just curious. I didn't know.
Yeah, I like using the 402s and the 603s, but I use more of the 402s than anything because they're really tiny and they're perfect for ditch lights.
I'm sure I could probably get something from my hobby supplier too, up in Pennsylvania. So
yeah, there's something about somebody saying, "Well, they're square." I said, "Yep, they're square bulbs. I'm going to stick them in a round hole." That's why I use the small ones, because they fit right inside.
Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, I'm working on that mountain, which is going to be approximately 7 foot something long.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the way my dad put the curves in for his Lionel trains, I'm going to have to, chop the mountain around at an angle, allow for the curves to come around. But
I have a couple unscaled locomotives that are DC ready. Oh, I'm gonna have fun with those. It's not hard. You just basically undo the bolt and take the shawl off, undo the screw in either end, and just kind of pop the frame apart a bit, pop the board out, put the board in, tighten the nuts back up. That's a real quick install. That'll take about 30 seconds.
yeah, in scale, I don't even want to mess with in scale. I think I'll stick to HO scale. That seems to be my scale since I was a kid. So
Well, I did both scales. I
Do
did
ya?
end scale for the longest time, but then when sound came out, it's like, yeah, see ya. Bye bye in scale. Hello HO again.
well, I've got a lot of older locomotives that I've did a lot of research on, and you can put decoders in them. It just takes a little bit of work.
Oh, quite a bit of work to flip them over.
Yeah.
It can be done. I've done it. I've done a few of them. Those are those ones that were not one side of the truck is picking up power on one side of the rail, and the frame of the locomotive is picking up the rest.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you got to isolate the trucks from the frame, isolate the motor from the frame.
Yep.
It's a lot of work, but it can be done. But then you have to ask yourself a question: is it really worth it?
Yeah.
And are you willing to spend
That's
that
one
kind of money?
question you got to ask.
Yeah. And the other question is, do you want to spend that kind of money
Right.
to convert an old one where you can take that same amount of money and get one that's already got sound in it?
Right. Or unless it's something special that you really want,
Well, yeah, it's
want to do the work to, but I mean, just for me to install the first one is going to be a lot of work for me. Just to learn.
Well, the guy, he wanted two GP9s done, and I said, well, these are really old, right? He said, well, yeah. I says, you know how much the decoders are? I said, well, yeah. I says, you know how much work I got to do in order to get these flipped over? So I gave him my price. He's looking at the price. He goes, I can buy a brand new locomotive for that. I said, yep. You have to ask yourself a question. I told him, is it really worth the money? So,
Yep.
because there's a lot I have to do.
Yeah, you might just want to go out and spend the $200 or whatever on the locomotive that already got something in it.
I have to separate the trucks from the frame to make sure there's no more metal contact, and then I have to wire the trucks up in order to pick up the power, and then isolate the motor and rewire the motor. So it's a lot of rewiring.
Mm-hmm. That is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. If I get some money saved, I think I might just go, with the more expensive locomotives that's already got everything done,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, because then you have to put a nylon washer in between the truck and the chassis to make sure they're not touching anymore.
mm-hmm.
And that raises the coupler height in the locomotive up just a wee bit. So,
Yep. Yeah, I want to try to get less work as possible. That way I can just take the thing out of the box, speed match it or whatever I have to do, and run it,
Yeah.
I mean, a $200, $300 locomotive, well, that's a lot of money, but you also gotta look at it two different ways. You spend it all at one time, have the work done for you, or go buy the decoder that's going to cost you money and then do all the labor yourself. And if you was getting paid, you'd have all that money wrapped up
Mm-hmm.
in the work. So you might as well just go spend the money on something that's already completed. And if something would happen to the decoder or whatever, just you go spend that money to buy the other decoder or whatever. So,
Well, yeah. I got another decoder because I got two of them in. So I used one for Sparky's friend, and I got the other one already programmed and ready to go. That'll be
that's
going
good.
in my Sioux Line SD60. So
Gerald Farms, welcome.
it's got a decoder in it now, but I'll pull the non-sound up one out and put the sound one in.
Yeah, I'll teach myself plus buy the ones that's already done. I think that might be the easiest way for me,
Mm-hmm.
since I don't really have the skills. And
I got 15 locomotives sitting down here in a box waiting for decoders.
wow.
Yeah. You got to get those back up and running.
Now, are they yours or customers?
Oh, no, these are all mine.
Oh,
I got 3 more 630M Alcos because I have 6 of them. They all had Tsunami sound, so I tore all the Tsunami sound out of it. They're all getting ESU lock sounds.
I hope you have your YouTube car at the dirt track for the first time. Though. What are we talking about, Gerald?
Gerald's going to go racing in a YouTube car.
Evidently. Yeah, he's in the dirt track racing like I am, but I don't think he drives like I do. So that's my other big hobby. The railroading usually comes on off season of racing.
Oh yeah.
Unless it's rainy days or something that I can go do something, but that's the more expensive hobby. And I was actually in the process of getting out of it, and my friend down the road had a good fast motor and gave me a good deal on it. So thought, well, I guess I'll continue.
Hmm.
I mean, but he told me something about it was a fast motor and it's guaranteed to take me up to the front because his 15-year-old boy done won like 2-3 times with that motor already this year. So, and he sold it to me for a good price. It only had like 100 laps or something on it. So, for hey, I've been running slow for 30 years, so might as well get fast and have a little bit of luck as I get a little older. But like I said, I was in the process of trying to get out of it, and because my motor had blew due to a wreck last year that somebody involved me in. They decided they was going to get spun out or something, and they must have popped their clutch and drifted down the track backwards in the fourth turn. Well, when I came around, I didn't see them, and about that time, I was stopped. So, and the part of the carburetor went down into my motor somewhere. It just broke apart and I hit so hard. Of course, I was at full throttle going around the turn too.
Well, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. And he wasn't going to press the brake to stop either or slow down. He was just drifting on across the track. I thought, well, you stopped me.
Well, I know that feeling. When I used to race, I got spun out and I'm looking at the wall coming at me. I'm thinking to myself, I think this is really going to hurt. Mm-hmm. Trust me, it did.
What did you drive a dirt track or something?
No, just enduro races.
Oh, enduros?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to run those when they had them. That's how I got started. In a 200, I think it was 150 or 200 lap enduro, and you had like almost 100 and some cars or more cars in there. Mm-hmm. And you all took the green flag at the same time. Yeah. Now we're the hobby stock division. I ran enduro karts. Okay. Yeah, I was flipped at the age of 16. I think I was still 16 that year I started, I was 16 years old, and I was flipped in my second race I ever drove, and I ended up on one of the concrete barrels because they didn't have inside guardrails at the time. But I flipped up in the air and came down and the front end and was up on a barrel. Windshield was going out of the car because we could run the windshield and all that back then. So I reached, first thing I reached for was my fire extinguisher because I didn't know if I was on fire or not. And fire extinguisher was rolling down in the fourth turn, going. I thought, well, that won't do me no good. And I'm sitting here on this concrete barrel, wondering why the sky was staring back at me.
Right.
Oh, the Ray Boble. Hey, Ray. Welcome.
Gotta find the unmute button.
How you doing, Ray?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Roy?
Ron.
Gosh darn it, I did it again.
Yeah, try not to call him Roy too many times. I did that and got in trouble.
I did it again. I'm sorry, Ron. How you
Too
doing,
many,
bud?
too many Rons.
Too many Roys around here for some reason. Everybody seems to think I look like Roy. No. No.
Oh man, sorry, I can't talk on the racing thing. I never did any of that. The only racing I ever did was on the computer.
I'm gonna start wearing a name tag. That's it. I was gonna say my name's Ron, not Roy. Okay, Ray. Are you Ray? Ray.
Right?
Or do we call you Faye? Ray Faye. Faye.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's not Roy Toyman, it's Ron Toyman.
So yeah, like I said, the only reason I ever did was on the computer with NASCAR. When was it? When I started out with what the heck was that? 1999 years ago. I finally stopped messing with that a few years ago. I was having fun with it, but too many other things going on.
Yeah.
But anyway, I saw that you had invited me. I finally got done with what I needed to, what I was working on, so I figured I'd hop up here for a few minutes and shoot the breeze.
Yeah, I just shot you an email I think because it was in there.
Yeah. Well, I just got a new camera the other day, so I figured this would be a good way to go ahead and test it out. So I picked up a C922 the other day. So looks pretty good.
Camera,
huh?
That's a nice camera. I have one.
Yeah. I'm really happy with the picture. The picture looks really good. Of course, can't say much for the guy with the glasses sitting over here, but otherwise it looks good.
What do you mean the guy that's got a short-term memory can't remember names?
There you go. What?
I know a guy like that.
Wait a minute, what were we talking about?
I don't know. I done forgot.
Yeah, exactly.
See, it's catchy. Ray comes
I'm
up,
over 50.
forgets.
Yeah, I'm over 50 and forgot what the heck we were talking about.
What was your name again?
Oh, here we go with the peanut gallery.
Yeah, the new Sean says the new camera won't help the memory.
This is true, Sean. I need a CPU and RAM upgrade. Yeah, I forgot who knew. Never mind. One of these days, I'm gonna make myself up a cheat sheet with all who's who. Because you got guys like the new Fenris. I cannot remember what his first name is.
Who knew Ferris?
The new Fenris, yeah. The new Ferris. Bueller. No, not Bueller.
I think his name is William.
It is.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
William.
Ron gets the prize. Ron remembered.
Well, how can I not forget? He's up on my panel all the time.
Yeah, most of the time he is. Yeah.
I was going to say, he'd probably reach out and smack you if you forgot who he was, Ron.
Well, I can always drive down to North Carolina. It's not very far from here.
That's right. I think I'm closer to North Carolina than you are.
Well, you know, it's only a 6.5 hour drive for me.
Uh-huh. It's probably about 4 for me. I would guess probably what do you think, Rodney? About 4 hours in North Carolina?
Mm,
4 and a
something
half?
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, all I have to do is just cross from Detroit, zip over to Ohio, down through Ohio, bang, I'm there.
Me, it's straight down 95.
I guess in a way it would be straight down 81 for me, wouldn't it?
Probably.
Can you get there from 81? I think you can. I think it goes clear to Florida, almost to Florida. 81. I'm not sure where it ends at. Might have to look that up one day.
Yeah, I've been through North Carolina a few times because I used to be stationed in South Carolina.
I used to truck to both South and North Carolina all the time.
Cool. Cool. I was gonna say you still trucking?
No, I'm shutting trailers now. I'm not over the road anymore. I'm a shunter,
Gotcha.
so I do my 8 hours, go home. Move anywhere from 10 to 20 trailers. That'll be my night.
What part of Pennsylvania, guys?
Not
What are we-
Pennsylvania, William.
Yeah, we're not Pennsylvania. Ray and I's not.
Yep.
I know Ron ain't.
I'm a little south of the Mason-Dixon line, and William, I was on Charleston Naval Base, which is no longer there.
I'm Western Maryland, and Ray's more Eastern? I guess.
East Central.
Yeah.
I'm just above Baltimore City. Of course, I don't like to lay claim to that. I don't like to lay claim to the fact that I'm above Baltimore City, but you know, it is what it is. Everybody knows where that is, unfortunately.
At least we're considered Western Maryland.
Yep, spent 3.5 years in Charleston, South Carolina. I was in Charleston, South Carolina when Hurricane Hugo went through. Fun times. Not. That was the first and the last time I hope I ever have to deal with a Category 5 hurricane. That was a mess.
I bet it was.
Yeah, it's one of those things when you go to sleep and there's all sorts of noise outside, and then all of a sudden you wake up and there's nothing at all, and you're like, what the heck's going on? And then all of a sudden you hear the wind coming back across. That was because the eye went right over top of the building now, or the barracks that I was in. So, yeah, that was a bit freaky. I mean, you wake up, you when you're in the eye of one of those, you wake up, if you're sleeping, you wake up, and there's nothing. There is no sound at all. So, wild stuff. But
Oh, it's 8 o'clock.
Yes, it is. It's 8 o'clock. You and I are on the same time zone, Rodney.
Yep, we are.
Yeah, but like I said, I thought I'd pop in for a few minutes and see how the camera worked. Figure
Yeah,
I'd chit chat for a little bit, but I got to get back to. I got some other things I got to get taken care of before tomorrow night.
Well, the camera's working good, Fred. I mean, Ray.
All right, Roy.
Wait till Roy gets a hold of you.
That's all right. We got Rich over here that invited us, so
Yeah.
figure spread the wealth. What the hey?
All right. Well, I thank you two for joining me.
Hey,
All right,
like I
Rodney.
said, sorry I couldn't jump up earlier, man. But like I said, life
That's
gets
fine,
in the way.
man. Yep.
Thanks for having us up. Everybody in the chat, you have a good night. We'll catch everybody later.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll catch everybody later. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Rodney. Thanks, Ron.
See ya.
See ya.
Everybody catch cousin Vinny BNSF 6951 tomorrow night at 8 for his Friday night live stream. Everybody have a good weekend. Stay safe. And we'll catch you all next time.